Hello, my name is Dave Conrad, bringing you a video evaluation for bowhunting.net. Now, as some of you know out there and reading from my past evaluations, trophy whitetails are a passion of mine, and scouting is the most important aspect of finding out where they're at. For approximately the last 9 years, I've been using trail cameras to help me in my scouting. And in the past year and a half, I've started using more and more of the Spypoint cameras. Two reasons why. They have a large range of cameras to fill my every needs, plus I love their innovations. They think outside the box, and no more is that evident than this year. They've come out with a new camera, compact size, called the Tiny W. As you can see, small in size or compact, 4.7 inches wide, 3.5 inches high by 2.7 inches deep. But believe me, even though it's compact, it's loaded with features. First feature I'd like to point out is the sensors. You'll see 3 sensors here. The main sensor on the camera, which picks up deer movement or any animal movement as it comes by the front. Now that movement is just not strictly movement, it's actually the heat from the body of the animal as well as the movement. So that way you're not capturing a lot of weeds blowing or corn. If you have it set up on a cornfield or in the woods, you might catch branches. It's not going to happen with this camera because once again the sensor does in fact detect heat as well as motion. So this main sensor in the middle has 30-degree range within a 5-zone area. So that means if a deer comes in from the front, from the side, hits that one of those 5 zones within that 30 degrees, it's going to wake the camera up and take a picture. There might be a slight delay. That's where Spypoint thinks outside the box. Notice 2 additional sensors on both sides. This gives you an additional 40-degree range of motion. So if a deer would come in from the side, or any animal would come from the side, the sensor wakes up the camera, so when it hits the main sensor, it'll immediately snap a picture. So how does that benefit you? Well, I know when I'm looking through pictures, I hate seeing the back half of a deer or something like that. This basically ensures that you're going to have the deer or the animal centered right in the middle of the picture. That way you can get all that detail. And now when I talk about detail, I'm talking about an 8-megapixel camera. Okay? So you want that detail during the day in color pictures? This camera is going to pick it up with that 8-megapixel. At night, we have black and white. It's still the 8 megapixels, but it's black and white. Now, you're still going to get that crisp, clear details because if you on both sides of the lens, there's 38 IR LEDs. So at night, we can get that distance out to the 50 feet. By the way, the range on this is from 5 to 50 feet. I've got a little better than 50 feet, but specifications on the camera are 5 to 50 feet. Now, once the picture is taken or video, it is stored on an SD card. Now, this camera does not have internal memory, so you must supply the SD card, and it will take up to a 32 gig. Now, that is great because most of them in the industry are limited to like 8 or 16. That large size is really going to allow you to store a bunch of data on the camera itself. And we'll get into a little bit more on that in a little bit on as far as how long I've had this out in the field. But if you look at the camera, you'll see a couple other features here. The antenna, okay? The antenna on the side, the big purpose of this is if you want to use it for like surveillance, okay? The Tiny W, the W does stand for wireless. This is a 2.4 gigahertz radio. So immediately as a picture is taken, it's going to be transmitted to this backup black box. Now this can be up to 50 feet away. Now that's via Spypoint specifications on the box and in the manual. But that might be taken into all considerations, whether there's foliage out there or weeds or going through trees or in the woods. But if you're out in plain open sight, I've gotten up to 150 feet on this. Now, this also contains an SD card. So, if something happens to the camera, whether it's stolen or catches the thieves or they try to damage it, you have that backup. So, and once again, 32 meg. 150 feet is what I've got in open territory or open field. So actually it goes a little bit outside the specification. The other thing I like about the camera, 2.4-inch screen, LCD screen on the back. How does that help? Well, if you're like me, when you get to the camera, you pull it off, you wake it up, first thing you want to do is you want to look at that pictures. This allows you to review those. Okay, so I can scan through. It has great big nice buttons on it, and they're actually rubber coated so they give you that feel so your finger doesn't slip off of them. So I can review those pictures right in the field. Now other thing is I like at least 2 SD cards per camera. That way I can pull one out of here, and take it back and view it on my computer, and then have a second one, so I can always alternate. So always have two. I recommend having two SD cards per camera. But large LCD screen. The other thing it allows you to do is if you need to make changes, if you want to switch this from pictures to video, or make some of the other changes which I'll discuss here in a little bit, you can do it right on the camera. Some of the other cameras that I've used in the past, competitors' cameras, you actually have to take that SD card out, take it, put it in your computer, run some type of program or application, make those changes, and then come back and put it in the camera itself. On the Tiny W, it doesn't happen. You do everything right on the screen. Okay, some other features that I'd like to talk about is as far as how this device can be powered. Now, if I open up the bottom, it is powered by 6 AA batteries. That's what comes standard with the camera, is to be powered by alkalines. Now, you'll have to go out and buy your alkalines. I recommend either Duracell or Energizers, but they are AA alkalines. It takes 6 of them. There's an option with this camera which I really like, which I expect to get here soon. It will also take a lithium-ion battery pack. The nice thing about lithium-ion is it'll last at least 3 times as long as these alkalines. Plus, the other option with that is if you get the lithium-ion, put them in there, you can also use a 12-volt solar charger to hook up with this. That's another option that Spypoint allows you to do. You just take camera, put the lithium-ion in there, hook the solar panel up, hook it right into the camera, and it'll give you a lot, instantaneous or instant battery life until, for long lengths of time. So another nice feature. Or another thing we can do, we can unplug that solar power, and if we have the optional 12-volt battery, we can plug that in as well. So we can leave this camera out in the field, and like if I had the option where you can leave it undisturbed and have this, if it's an open field, maybe up to 100 feet, 150 feet, maybe even further, you can actually pull pictures off the backup or the black box, so you never even have to disrupt your area to come in and see the camera. Okay. Other features I like about the camera, I mentioned before, it takes up to a 32 gig SD card, which long time in the field. Also, time lapse. So let's say you want to take the camera and just have it take pictures from maybe in the morning, from 6 in the morning till 10. You can have it do that, but also you can have time lapse. So you can set it up in 5-minute increments in that time setting as well. So if you seeing more of your movement during the morning or during the evening, you can set the camera up for those times a day, as well as time lapse. Now, the nice thing about time lapse is it doesn't need to see motion to actually activate the camera. So very nice feature. The other thing is now that time lapse can be set from 30 seconds, pictures 30 seconds apart, up to 1 hour. The other thing is if you have it in picture mode and you have it in what I call like a trail mode model, it'll take up to 6 pictures 10 seconds apart. So if something walks in front of the camera, it'll initiate the camera and it'll start taking pictures. Take the first picture, wait 10 seconds, take another picture. So you can do that, have pictures 10 seconds across, 6 in a row, so up to a minute. So if there's multiple deer coming, you will not miss them. You will get all those deer in that picture, like I said, up to a minute, which is a great feature. Once again, thinking outside the box. There is a nice thing about when you set this up, you can have it in a walk test mode. So if you put it on a tree and you don't know what area that you're able to cover with the camera, put it on a tree, put it in walk test mode, and as you walk by the sensor, there's a red light on here that'll light up to tell you, hey, if the camera was activated, it would take a picture. So you can basically see what the range of the camera is as far as where you want it to start and stop. Now that's remember, you get that greater range with all 3 of the sensors, or you can turn the outside 2 sensors off and just have the middle one. So a lot of flexibility with the camera. Okay. Now the other thing I like about it is for security reasons. We talked about security reasons with the black box. You can also have some type of triggering device hooked up to this. Say you have a door or something, you could actually have the camera setting back to a side, and you can have, when somebody opens a door, you could have a triggering device plugged into this. So when that door is open electronically, it'll actually activate the camera. And that's another option that Spypoint gives you. So it can be used for a trail camera, it can be used for surveillance, or for security. Nice features. One of the other features I like is it has a reporting mode. So on this LCD screen on the back, I can put it in reporting mode, and that'll give me the how many daytime triggerings, how many nighttime triggers it has had. It'll make sure that the current date and time are all set, and I'll come to that in a minute why we want that set correctly. It'll give you the battery level, and it'll also tell you the remaining as well as the use space on your SD card that's inside the device. Now let's get back to that day and time. The other nice thing about the camera is when it does take a picture, it will impose the date, the time, the temperature, as well as the moon phase. So you have all that information contained once it does take a picture. And that's nice because I always like to see, you know, what type of day or when the animal is coming through. So you get that information, and you can actually set the camera up, you know, in that time-lapse mode. If you're only seeing them at a certain time, you can set it up for the morning or evening. Daytime only, nighttime only. So a lot of features are jam-packed into the Tiny W from Spypoint. So let's go over a couple of the features that I really like. The sensors, the 3 sensors. Not only does it have the 30-degree in front sensing, it has the 2 additional, which gives you 70-degree range of motion. Once again, helpful, so you are not capturing the back half of the deer or no deer whatsoever or any animal. Actually, I've got to tell you a story. I've even captured a bird in flight on this camera so far, and I've only been using it a couple weeks now. 8 megapixel camera, great for getting that detail. If you have smaller cards, maybe a 2 gig card or smaller, you can actually set the camera to 5 megapixel or 3 megapixel, so that is adjustable as well. That motion detection, I forgot to tell you earlier, but that can be changed as well. If you want high sensitivity, or medium sensitivity, or regular or low sensitivity. The nice thing about this camera is I got it out of the box, put it in photo mode, and just put it out. It's set up, and actually the only thing I had to do was activate the side motion detectors on both sides with that option. And this thing has been out in the field for a couple weeks. It's going like gangbusters. Haven't had to replace the batteries yet. So long battery life. The other thing I'd like to review again, 2.4 gigahertz radio for surveillance or security. So if anything should happen to this, you do have the backup. Okay. The battery power options. The alkalines. I like alkalines. You know, you can get them anywhere, but I recommend, you know, getting maybe 2 of the from Spypoint, 2 of the lithium-ion packs. Like I said, 3 times battery life, and maybe even a solar charger if you're going to have the device out there a long time. You plug that right in. Or once again, another option is that 12-volt external battery that you can charge right in here. So long battery life with all those options. Large screen. Nice thing about the screen, you can make changes here, you can view your pictures once again. The buttons, they have that rubber molding to them, so you know it doesn't, fingers aren't going to be slipping off or making mistakes. You push those and a really crisp display as well. The housing, camouflage housing, was weatherproof. Yesterday this was sitting in a downpour for actually about 12 hours, so no problem, weather resistant, weatherproof. It does come with a couple other options. Notice there's a case that snaps on the back. This is for if you're going to mount it to a post or a tree. It mounts on, and notice that it is contoured and it does have ridges in it, so it has a strap that goes around it. Or notice as well, it has a hole through it, so it'll lock actually on the camera. So you can actually put the case on, strap it around, help for security. Has a little the adjustment here, so you can actually put this on a tripod, so you can adjust it. There is an optional tripod, so you can get that for out in the field and put it at any angles rather than just have it up against a tree. And once again, I talked about the options with the batteries. The other nice thing is if you want to take this back and hook it right into your computer, you can. There's a USB port you can do that with. As well, like I said, the external battery 12-volt plug-ins for the solar panel or the batteries right there. The other nice thing is if you want to hook this right up to a lot of these big screen TVs, you can do that. You plug in a video out right there and have these pictures display right on your TV at home, so if you want to share it with family and friends. So once again, this is the Spypoint Tiny W, very compact camera but loaded with features. So this is Dave Conrad reporting for bowhunting.net, and we'll see you real soon.